I've been asked to talk about what difference the NDIS might have made to our family and to our daughter had she still been with us. She died 7 years ago, so it's not a reality for us now, but if she were still with us, requiring significant levels of support, my wife Margaret and I would be very hopeful that the NDIS would make a significant difference. In terms of paid support, we would have been very hopeful that she would have received an adequate amount. We wouldn't want her surrounded by paid support workers, but she did require significant amounts of paid support, and we would have been hopeful that we would have been able to receive that on her behalf. We would also be very hopeful that we'd be able to manage that. We were in a situation where we could do that ourselves anyway, but looking into the long term, the NDIS gives the potential for families such as us to manage that and to work out how to do that with long-term viability and security of funding, if you like. We would also have been very hopeful that the NDIS would have provided practical supports that we were never able really to obtain under the existing system in Queensland. For example, we had 3 modified vehicles over the time that Mina was with us. We received absolutely no funding in relation to any of those. There was just nothing available. We modified 3 houses altogether, and we received very little support for that. The only support we were able to receive was for modifications to a house that we bought for her to live in when she moved out of home. But in terms of our family home, in the case of 2 and then 3 once Mina had moved out, but still required access to visit us, we received no financial support for that. So we would be very hopeful that those sorts of supports would be covered by the NDIS. In terms of her equipment, she always required a motorised wheelchair as well as a manual chair. She required other forms of equipment, and so we would have been very hopeful to receive more financial support for those items than we were able to, to receive when she was with us. So all in all, we would be very hopeful. We would also be confident that we could approach the NDIA planners, as they're called, with a clear view of what we wanted and what Mina wanted for her life and what sort of support she needed. We were always a family that did a lot of planning. We were very clear about our vision for Mina. So the prospect of approaching the NDIS planning and assessment process would not have daunted us. We would have felt that we were well prepared and that we would know how we could use the NDIS funding to supplement Mina's life and the having of a good life, rather than let it dominate what she did and our approach to her future.